If you recall back, like I think it was like the fourth hole, John, you asked me what I did, and I mentioned that I believe the IRS tries real hard to take the fun out of being successful, and you didn't disagree with that. And then I gave you an analogy, and that analogy was a pie, and this pie represents all of your wealth, everything you have now and everything you'll have going forward in the future. And I asked you if you'd be opposed to getting control of the knife, and you said, well, gosh, no, absolutely not. That you would prefer to give them nothing if you could, right? If it was up to you, you wouldn't want to give them anything. And then I said, well, believe it or not, that's what I do. How I do it's by demonstrating the tax code and the products, and we're going to go through that today. And why I do it is because I believe you deserve that opportunity to get what you just said you wanted. And then I stop, and this transitions into the mountain. Now, the second version is if it's a brand new meeting. So if it is a brand new meeting with somebody, I go through that same pushback. So if it's a referral, I got my screen up or I've got my notepad in front of me, and I basically do the same thing. It's just not quite as fast, but I say, hey, Tom, thanks for connecting us. John, Tom felt that maybe what I believe and what I do will resonate with you. But let me start by just doing this. I don't know if what I do makes sense for you. I really don't. I don't know if we're a fit or not. So because of that, feel free to tell me no at any time, right? Just tell me to take a hike. Tell me this isn't for you. I'm a big boy. I can take it. No hard feelings. Fair enough. And you're gonna see that works very well. And then, the second thing, which I'm sure, you get this by now, but I'm a financial guy. Is this a problem for you? Are you sure? We don't necessarily have the best reputation out there these days, but when you need one, a good one, we can make all the difference. So are you sure that's not a problem for you? Yes. Great. Okay. And then I roll into my map. So I haven't drawn anything. I just say, well, John or Tom here knows what I believe, and that's probably why we're sitting here. But I believe the IRS tries really hard to take the fun out of me, and I go through, I go through that. But once I ask if you disagree with that, do you disagree with that? No, and then I say, well, can I give you just a real quick analogy? And they go, sure. And I go, well, let's pretend I'm holding a pie, and I draw it, and this pie represents everything you've got. Blah blah blah. How much do you want to carve out to the IRS? Do you want to give them a little bit, or do you want to give them a lot? Right? Well, I don't want to give them anything. Okay. So if they were willing to give you the control, would you be opposed to taking that knife? No. Great. Well, see, Johnny, that's what I do. How I do it is by demonstrating the tax code and the products that fit within it. And why I do it is because I believe you deserve an opportunity to get what you just said you wanted. And then I transition to the mountain. So they're both very, very similar. One just goes through it a little bit quicker. And now I get through the mountain.